Hey, what's up guys, this is T-Bone here. Welcome back to another episode of playing Rivengard, where we're going to focus on getting 3 stars on mini-bosses. And today we're going to be talking about Zefa, which is the mini-boss for Chapter 2, level 45. And before we get started, just wanted to let everybody know that I do have a Discord server for Rivengard. And if you want to join, the link to it will be in the description below. Alright, so let's take a look at Zefa here, and we'll talk about what its strengths are and what its weaknesses are. So it is strong against rogue heroes, so you want to try and avoid bringing that into your team if possible. It is a hulking elemental with abilities Iron Assembly and Ice Assembly. So again, if you go into the Heroes tab and scroll down to Azure Tower, you'll be able to find him and then find out more about it. So a hulking unit cannot be displaced or devoured by other units, and so you cannot bring in Monty, for example, and use ability on him. But its movement will stop as soon as it goes into a tile that is raised in elevation. So this is important because it's going to be useful for figuring out pathing, because it means like as soon as it stops, it basically like it gets stopped in the thorn tile. Okay, so it gets stopped by thorn tile, and also when it moves up to higher elevation, it has to stop. If you take a look at the ability Ice Assembly, what it does is it will remove all of the ice effects from within 2 tiles, okay? And then what it does is it will heal him, and also it'll be able to do damage, and then stacks additional damage for every tile or every effect that it has removed. And so if you notice, like in this particular level, he's probably able to one-shot a lot of your heroes because of this ability, because he's removing those ice effects all around him, and he's dealing a ton of damage to a single unit, which makes it really difficult to get 3 stars because you need to have all of your units survive. So we'll talk about how to get around that. Iron Assembly is the passive ability that also steals armor once it stops moving from adjacent enemies, and so it will steal armor from your units and then attack you, so that it's easier for him to kill your units. So you might notice that he's actually able to take out your heavily armored units. That will be the reason why. So let's talk about team composition. So for me, I tried a lot. I tried a lot of different ways, and I would say that one of the ways I did, which I won't show here, used a couple of rogue warriors, and I also used Cinder, but I think I just got lucky there, and it's not very easy to reproduce. And I want to make a video that allows people to try out and have greater success, and I think that this is going to be easier. So I use all of the Radiant Order except for Monty. Monty is one that I don't have, and the MVPs here is going to be Sir Mattias, but mostly Hannah. Hannah's heal ability, if you can level her up, becomes really, really strong. And then for my 5th unit, because I pulled Akio from the portal, I decided to use him. It happens to be also a warrior mount unit, and so is really helpful. So let's take a look and see how I went about defeating the boss. Now I also want you to pay attention to some of the tiles here. These are going to be very important. The 2 white ones are the ice tiles, and then the thorn tile. Now, with the ice tiles, you want to try to displace them as quickly as possible, and then for the thorn, you don't want to. So the first turn after skipping, I summoned Ethereal Knights right away with the intent of making it absorb and sort of be the sacrificial lamb for Zefa. All right, so that was my intent. Now, I wanted to also clear some units, so I'm using Arius' ability. Now, I got a little bit lucky here because his ability didn't actually hit the warrior that is standing on the thorn tile. So that opens up the opportunity for me to block in. Now notice those 2 tiles I originally pointed out, they're also empty now, so now the only one left is for me to fill that gap with Akio. So now there's nowhere for the Elemental Warrior to go, and Zefa is completely blocked on the corner. So you can see he's not even doing anything. So now that frees up for me to sort of focus on the right side of the map. And I'm taking damage, but I'm not taking critical damage, which is okay, except Arius is in danger of getting hit by the archer that did not die to my ability. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going to move him out of the way, because that 1 tile can make a big difference. And so I move Hannah in there in place to heal Arius. Now, Hannah could get hit by the archer in this case, but she was able to tank the damage well enough. Okay, and so she didn't actually die. So again, notice what I'm doing here is I'm completely ignoring the left side. I'm not trying to take out the unit as quickly as possible. Instead, I'm just letting things go. I'm just trying to clear out the right side. But luckily, all of the units are also happen to be around me, and so I can use Hannah's Area of Effect heal ability and pretty much heal up the entire team. This is really important and really useful skill in these kind of situations where it's drawn out. And so again, just try and focus on taking out the Elemental Warrior. Usually areas can one-shot those heroes, but it depends on the damage. Now notice here, Zefa actually uses this ice assembly, but because there was no other ice tiles that had any effects, it did not stack the damage. Okay, so my Ethereal Knight actually survived. However, that did open up the Thorn tile, and now my other units are sort of, in a little bit of danger. And so I kind of thought, during the game, I actually thought what I needed to do was move all of my units to safety. In retrospect, I probably could have used the opportunity to really box Zefa in, but I didn't do that. Instead, I'm just kind of moving my way to the right side because I'm also thinking about taking out the opponents. Now, what I'm trying to do here is move all of my units away from the left side, so there's less incentive for Zefa to go down the left side. Because there's also Ethereal Knights there, so I don't really have to worry. And then for Secret there, instead of moving to the Thorn tile, I move to the bush so that I don't get more damage. Okay, and now in this case, I lose one of the Ethereal Knights, but I also open up the ice tile so that it no longer becomes a path, so that works out well for me. That's why those tiles are very critical. And you can see, like, my other Ethereal Knight is basically surrounded, so I know that there's no chance. And so now my focus is to take out the remaining units and try to box in Zefa if possible. And so I try to take out the Sorceress with Akio first. Doesn't actually work, so I follow up with Sir Mattias. Alright, and so now those two red areas that I highlighted, I'm worried that it might regenerate. Okay, but it takes 2 turns, so I lost count there, so I was actually safe. But instead what I do is I bring in Secret to fill in the space to try and tank for an attack. But it didn't fall for it, and it went to attack my Sir Mattias instead. Now it opens up the opportunity for me to take out the Elemental Warrior with Arias first, and then I can fill in the gap. Again, it's always about filling gaps so the Zefa has nowhere to go. Once I can do that, then I move in my Hannah into the space where I know it's completely safe because there's no way for Zefa to reach me, and I can now use her healing ability to allow my warrior units to tank. And then with Secret moving into the spot, it's now complete. The box-in is now complete, and with Akio, what his ability does is he allows him to steal health too, and so I'm not worried about him dying, especially with Hannah there. And now Arias is able to move into another safe spot also, so now all 5 of my units can do something. I have 4 units are attacking, and I have Hannah that is focused on healing, and when she's not healing, she's also attacking. So you can see here, Akio is just healing himself, and I heal also with Hannah, and then I continue to attack with my other units. So now it's just a matter of time until Zefa is going to be taken out. And so this is the overall strategies. You want to get into a situation where you could box in Zefa, and you want to make sure that you move away your low health units far away so that it doesn't get in danger, but most importantly, you want to use Sir Mattias to bring out the Ethereal Knight to try and use that as a sacrificial lamb for Zefa's ability. In my case, where I'm showing you, the Ethereal Knight didn't die, but that's also because there were no ice tiles for him to stack his damage. But generally, if it's early on, that Ethereal Knight would have died. And so that is the guy that I think is more realistic and more reproducible for other people who are starting out with similar teams that I have to be able to 3-star this level. So hopefully you have enjoyed the video, and you can also get 3 stars for your level as you continue on your journey. Also, don't forget to join me on my Discord server so that we can continue to chat about the game and also talk about different strategies. So hope you like this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video where I will try and take on Chapter 2, Level 60. Alright, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Take care. I'll see you next time.